Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you very much for all your questions. Jan, a short one today.
Hey.
Look at that.
It's a short one. Can I tell me about the mountain climb I had on Friday, boys? I was so tired. I've never been in so much pain in my whole life. So I'm here despite doing a hike that ever been seen before in Norwegian nature. I just want to say that.
That's good. No, that's very interesting, Jan. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for climbing your little hill.
Courageous.
So where are you? You're somewhere different, Jan. What's that behind you? Some sort of trophy?
I'm in West Norway. Yeah, I am in Norway, West Norway, where the Vikings started their raids 1,000 years ago. So I'm home.
No, but what's that? Is that a trophy?
Climbing this hill.
No, it's how we made coffees back in the days in Norway.
Vintage.
You can't get cappuccino on that one.
And then who's the wedding picture of? That seems black and white, so even older.
My mom and dad. My mom and dad.
Beautiful. Oh, very nice. There we are.
What a romantic.
Shaka, what do you think of the ref cam technology? It does give you a real sense of how fast the game is played on field.
You right there said you were really excited about ref cam the other day.
No, I was annoyed that you weren't giving it any sort of due.
Yeah, so you were ref cam police. I
thought it was an interesting addition.
You should have seen how excited you were.
Interesting perspective. Well, you were so down on it.
No, it's like, it's a camera. The ref has a camera. All right.
I think it's quite nice, isn't it? Little insult.
Yeah.
You can see what the ref sees, have an idea of why they
don't like the
decisions.
insight that the ref camera gives you.
Almost behind the scenes.
Access.
See, he was like this before, Ali.
Well, he was like this before the show as well.
As a ref, I don't know what he's doing.
Oh dear. Jan, your dad, of course, was a ref. Would he have enjoyed this?
Yeah, I liked it, but I do understand that Shaka doesn't like it. Imagine you have a keeper cam. He'd been still for like 80 minutes. You're just standing there.
Is it frozen?
No, but I like the point that you made, Dan, there. Sometimes it's good to see how little time you have out on the pitch. And you can also see that, boys, when we do a game live, when we're standing next to the line.
Yes.
And even for my generation, it goes a bit quicker now when you're sitting in the stand. Why don't you play the ball left? No, because I didn't see him. I was tackled 1 second after I saw it. So I liked it.
What I would like to see is that when they blow a call, when they get it wrong, that they actually show the angle that the referee had in that particular call.
Exactly.
And at that point, you kind of go, how could you miss that?
There's accountability there.
Yeah,
you can say, I can see why he did that or not.
Yeah, so right now, it's very sort of selective as to what they're showing us from the ref cam.
Oh, is it?
Well, I'm just saying. Just show us the angle from the ref when he's about to make a big call.
I've never seen somebody so excited about a ref cam. So protective. That's what I'm looking. You're protective of the ref cam.
I'm just excited about innovation, Shaq.
Yeah,
well, you are a champion of innovation.
Not stuck in the past.
Well,
Ali, what non-European team do you see going far in the Club World Cup? Brazilians have done well.
Yeah, Flamengo's look good.
South American teams done well.
I think Fluminense looked good today against Borussia Dortmund. I think they were unfortunate not to win the game. Gregor Kobel came up with a bunch of saves, a double save as well in the second half. I thought Fluminense dominated for long periods of time against Dortmund. Should have won the game. I'm gonna say Flamengo.
Okay.
And I really think that they have enough quality about them and enough of a change of pace in the attack to create some problems. Of course, they heavily supported Boca Juniors and River Plate. Maybe they have a chance as well, but of the ones that I've seen so far, I think Flamengo has been the most impressive.
Anything you'd like to add?
No.
Of course not. Norwegian star Nypan looks set to join Guardiola at Man City. What City star does he most remind you of?
Interesting question. Sverre Nypan, he was on his way to Aston Villa. He got the same agent as Haaland, Raffaella, from Italy. And I was a bit surprised that he gone to Manchester City now, but what we do understand is that he will go on loan for a year. So they want to secure his services. He hasn't had a good season in Norway so far, must be said. But who? That's a tough one. I'm not sure which one I'll think of in the team. He's an 18-year-old, need to develop. He's been a big talent. He's far away from the national team in Norway, so they got to see his development going. So getting him out on loan, toughen him up, and maybe we can compare him with any Manchester City stars and later.
Shaka, was the John Hartson kick on Berkovic the worst training ground spat you've seen as a player? or do you have a few tales to regale us, which has been declassified by the passage of time?
Nah, I think that was the worst.
Just take us through exactly what happened.
So we were training, and Aage is small. It's doing your size, Dan.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
So average height.
Charming. Quaint.
He would be able to swing his legs sitting on this chair as you do.
Wow.
John
Well, that's
Hartson,
unnecessary.
considerably bigger.
I've just been rewatching The Last Dance, where Jordan's always laughing at
But who?
the general manager of the Bulls, the short little fat man.
All right, okay.
Jerry Krause. is who you're looking for.
It's just-
Okay.
Poor guy. Little short man.
John Hartson, who is much bigger than Aage, goes in for a challenge on Aage, brings him down, if memory serves me correctly. But now Aage is on the floor and kind of just hits John in the legs. And John boots him in the face. I mean, so John is standing up, Aage is on the floor on his knees or something we saw, and absolutely volleys him. And Harry used to allow the cameras in on a Friday, because Friday was supposed to be the easy day.
Right.
So all the Sky cameras were there for training on the Friday, so they catch it all. So there was no way anybody could kind of cover it up.
Wow.
But it was bad. But even so, there is nothing that I've been a part of that.
What was the aftermath like?
Well, Harry sent John in, and then we just kind of finished training there, did set pieces, I think, again, Friday. And then Harry tried to kind of throw a blanket on it. But it's already, it's out.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely,
As I say, it's out. So as much as he tried to keep it quiet, there was no keeping. That was already on air.
Well, was it out of character for the player to do this, or?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
It was part
Not
of his.
really, no.
Yeah.
Part of his doing. Part of his making.
Yeah. John was physical. That's the only way he could do. Fantastic striker, but physical. He's one of them who would give as good as he got with any centre half.
Jan, any training spats you'd like to share?
Yeah, when I came to England, I didn't score for a while, and we got a striker from Wolverhampton, Andy Much. He played up front with Steve Bold. I don't remember if you remember. It was a great partnership in English football. And Andy Much came in, and for me, he was a symbol of me not scoring goals, because he was talking to me all the time. Jan, I want this, I want that. And I didn't score, got annoyed. I scored for my national team, but I came back to this Andy Much thing. And one day I said to my wife, today in training, I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna knock him down in training. I planned everything, and we played 5 against 5 in training. He came past me, and I wasn't as bad as John Hartson, but was not far away. And when he fell down, he stood up straight away and saw me in the face. That's what I want from you, Jan. And from that day, he was my best friend in the team. So that was a kind of the attitude in English football at that time. That was a part of things happening. I think if you played in English football, and Shaka, you will support me on this one, you had those kind of things happening more or less. I'm not saying every day, but a couple of times in month, you will have something going on in training pitch.
What a weird lot you footballers are. Jan, does it ever get dark in Norway? Now, are you at that period? Look, I'm looking outside, and it's midnight with you, and it's still light.
Yeah, it's over midnight and it's still light.
Yeah.
So now that's Norway. You have to visit Norway.
Okay, there you go. What's that movie? Is it Insomnia? Robin Williams? Good.
Yes. It is in some.
There you are, Al Pacino. There we are.
Many good actors in that for me, Dan. You know my genre.
Sharknado.
Hey, oh, baby.
Sharknado 2, I think.
Different good actor.
Ali, how are you with your patience sometimes can be tested. What were you like in training, particularly maybe with some of the youngsters?
Well, yes, my patience was tested, but I wasn't
Violent.
I wasn't violent. I did see, and it was in preparation for MLS Cup 2002, and we were still training in LA, about to travel to actually Boston. We're gonna go play against the New England Revolution and Stevie Nicks' New England Revolution. And it was our last training before we left, and there was this guy who was always intense in training. His name was Adam Fry, but in that training week leading up to MLS Cup, guys want to take it easy because you want to make sure that you're available for the final.
Sure.
And he was just yapping and running around and kicking people. He was just playing with an intensity that some of the other guys were not. And he wasn't going to play. He wasn't going to feature. And one of these guys, his name is Danny Califf, became a U.S. international later on. He had it. And he's a quiet guy usually, mild-mannered guy, but he had it with Adam Fry, just chirping. And he was dribbling away from Adam Fry, but knew he was coming. He actually, literally, and I'm seeing this because we're playing the small-sided with bumpers on the outside, and I am seeing it happening and developing, like, oh no. He steps on the ball, waits for Adam Fry to come, and as he's coming, he just goes full-on whammo, and just, I'm talking, this guy just catches it in the face, goes down. He's obviously now in a position in which, like, he's trying to complain and whine about stuff, and everybody else was kind of like, yeah, you had it.
That was coming. That was coming.
Yeah, that was
Boy.
Poor Adam Fry.
Yeah. I think Adam Fry became a firefighter later on. I think so.
Ali, is Vitinha in the race for Ballon d'Or, or does he have to be from La Masia to get votes?
Oh, boy.
Well, he should be in the conversation. There is this sort of... We made this whole conversation, Jan, I think, was in the show about, well, whoever wins between France and Spain has to win the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, Jan.
And well, no, he didn't bring up the topic. He was in the show. And Jan was very much just like, yeah, let's not bury the lead. Let's get after it. Yeah, of course it has to be between Lamine Yamal and Ousmane Dembele. And that whole conversation has been railroaded into Lamine Yamal and Ousmane Dembele at the expense of guys like Vitinha, who you can argue was probably more important to PSG in terms of who PSG was as a team in regards to the way that they control, in particular, the way that they controlled the final against Inter. I would give votes to Vitinha. I still think Lamine Yamal is going to win it and should win it.
We've seen fans from South America and North African clubs take over the stadiums. The only people who don't seem to care for this tournament are Europeans who suffer from superiority complex. Ali and Shaka, can you tell the Englishman Dan to stop being so arrogant over the Club World Cup? I think that's a little bit unfair. I think they've put me in a box that I don't belong. I don't think I've been arrogant about the Club World Cup.
You love the ref cam?
Selfishly, it's actually quite good for us because what the heck else would we be talking about right now? So Real Madrid are playing tomorrow. It's a nice vehicle to discuss Xavi Alonso, to discuss Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I don't think I'm quite in the box that you want me to be.
Well, I agree with that. I'm happy to blame you for anything, Dan.
Yes.
But you're right. You don't bear any blame on this.
Yes.
What I would tell you from the South American team and a South American perspective is that when the Intercontinental Cup used to be played back in the day, and it was the champion of Copa Libertadores against the champions of what was Champions League at the time.
Yes.
And so that, for the South American teams back then, this is years ago, it was a big deal. It was a huge deal. And winning the Intercontinental Cup was that sort of proof that South America had the better players or had the better teams, and you just didn't have enough players at that time going over to Europe. And it was sort of like a slap in the face of the rest of the world that kind of looked down upon South America, that we could come up and actually challenge teams like Stevie's Liverpool or Real Madrid or Milan or this, that, and the other. That was sort of the reasoning behind it. This is the latest opportunity for South American clubs with significant less resources than the European clubs to actually have the chance to compete on the field against the European clubs. Now, it doesn't mean that they're better, it doesn't mean that they're going to win it, but at the very least, you're getting a chance to do something that was done in the past, that hadn't been done with any sort of consistency, and now you get this chance in the Club World Cup. And mind you, the biggest motivation of all is that you get a payday potentially at the end of this tournament that is not available to the South American clubs playing their own leagues or even playing Copa Libertadores. The payday at the end is far more meaningful to the South American clubs.
Go on, Jan.
But listen, Dan, I understand that they do put you in the European box because Europeans, we are a bit arrogant, we are very arrogant. It's like a fashion now in Europe to say, nobody cares. And did you see Bayern? They played for 21. Well, PSG, Atletico Madrid had 80 and all that kind of thing. I don't like the attitude of the Europeans to this Club World Cup. It's easy to say, yes, they should have more holiday. The players need more rest. Maybe this was a FIFA idea that gone too far and so on and so on. But don't give me it. I can't say that word, but don't give me this thing about Europeans, we see this and that, and this is a tournament that should never be played. When Boca Juniors, I mean, look at the things that we've seen. I mean, that is a fantastic advert for football. And we'll see now, what I think will save this in terms of European kind of perspective is that Real Madrid and Manchester City, if they win this, this is going to be spun to save the season, the best trophy of the world. So please, Europeans, have a bit of respect. And I with Al, this cup that used to be done, that was much more seriously taken by the South Americans. But I loved that back in the days. So you Europeans, calm down. Let's have a good game now, and then let the authorities talk about the health of the players and all that kind of thing. Let's just enjoy the football. There are some good games in there, and if a game in Euro was played in the middle of the day, we will have an empty stadium too. So that is nothing to do with that. I think this is going to be good. I really do.
On the subject of Boca Juniors and the support of the South American teams, I happened to be in Miami the last few days. Starting right around Saturday afternoon into Sunday morning, a presence of Boca Junior fans started trickling in. By Sunday afternoon, they had taken over everywhere in the city. And if you don't believe me, believe my wife, who comes home after having been out in the afternoon on Sunday, allowing me to watch the US Open.
What a lovely Father's Day treat.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, babe. Love you.
It's been rain delayed. Come back in a couple of hours.
Yes. She comes back and she says, Boca Junior fans are everywhere. Now, I can tell you that before Sunday, my lovely wife did not know what Boca Juniors was. And there she was in the middle of Boca Junior fans, and she's like, they're everywhere. You couldn't even walk. They were everywhere in the city. They were in Brickell City Center, which is an open-air mall in Miami. They were in South Beach. They were everywhere. They were in Lincoln Road, which is also in South Beach. Everywhere there were Boca Junior fans. It was, and I hate to make the comparison, but it was in the neighborhood of a World Cup environment. And it's something
and then the Europeans say, who cares? I mean, how arrogant can you be? Please.
So that's a box that Dan is in.
Oi, you've embraced this less than anyone I know.
I don't know.
Anti-ref cam.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dan. Arrogant. I don't know what you're talking about, arrogant Dan.
You're doing your Wordle while watching the highlights.
I don't know what you're talking about, arrogant Dan.
Jan, with players complaining about playing in the US heat, how did Norway prepare for the conditions in the '94 World Cup? And did you or the team have to change how you played because of it?
Thank you for that great question, because Norway qualified for the World Cup for the first time since 1938, in 1994. So what did the Norwegians do? Should we learn from the Germans? Should we learn from France? Should we learn from any of the experienced team? No. We made our own model. So we had some professors in a medical school giving us bags of plastic, so we're gonna get used to the heat of USA. So when we came to USA, we were drained out. That is point number one. And the way we played, it was too hot, so we couldn't run. And then one of our players organized a tennis tournament in the middle of the day in a humidity of 120.
Wow.
We couldn't hardly run. We were the rookies on tour, and we came into the group of death. There were 4 teams: Mexico, Italy, Ireland, and Norway, all on 4 points. But let's put it this way. The heat didn't help us, and the plastic gear didn't help us either.
Just talk us a little more detail about this plastic gear, yeah.
Yeah, they made, you know these bins that you
yes.
take things away.
Yeah.
So we made a hole in this plastic thing, and they put it under our training gear when we did the preparation, and we were gonna sweat as we should do in America.
Right.
It's the worst idea ever done in football. It's top notch.
Wow.
I mean, there is a football museum in Norway, and I said to him, get a plastic bag into that museum, because that's the most silly idea ever done. And at the end of the game, this is in 1994, so we played Ireland, just our amateurship. So we had one phone at the bench, and this phone just going to be called up if there was a goal in the other game between Mexico and Italy. And then 1 minute before the end, it was 0-0 between Norway and Ireland. This phone called, and we were like, yeah, there is a goal in the other game. We're through, doesn't matter who scored. And then there was this guy who asked if he wanted to have some more water on the bench.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, terrible.
So nothing to do with your car warranty.
So after the research and preparation from the Norwegian professors, the big solution that they came up with was trash bags.
Sweat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
I think that maybe tells us a lot more about Norwegian professors
It's true. Absolutely.
than anything else. Ali, if Venezuela qualified for the World Cup, would you be celebrating as if they'd won it? If we're talking percentages, would it be 100%?
Well, I've been very clear that I don't like the extended World Cup, and that would be the reason as to why Venezuela will be getting in. So I can learn to love the extended World Cup.
Yeah.
And if that means that Venezuela is going to be in it, then 100% I love the 2018 World Cup.
Final question. This is everyone answered it yesterday. Shaka, we'll start with you. What's the greatest goal that you've ever scored?
I scored a couple of goals when I was playing in college, you know.
Talk us through them, Shaq.
I scored a couple of penalties.
Right.
But I came out on the park and scored a couple.
Well, give us a little more detail. They seem a little sketchy, almost a little fantasy.
No, I definitely scored. Trying to remember.
You're sort of trying to remind yourself that you did score.
I remember one playing for Howard at home, pick the ball up on the right-hand side. I've only got one.
We're already lying.
I've only got one. I'm on the right-hand side. I used to do that all the time.
Where's the ref cam footage?
Yeah. Go for a run into the channel.
Okay.
Burst past the defense. If somebody making a run in the middle.
Okay.
Give the keeper the eyes like I was going to square it. Just slipped it in the airport.
Slice.
Oh, baby.
Slice.
No slice.
No,
No.
that's a slice.
No.
Give it a no-look finish in the airport. Oh, it was magic.
You gave the goalkeeper the eyes.
See, I know what he's thinking.
After a lot.
But I thought you were looking at the cross.
Yeah, I was looking at the guy in the middle.
So how can you be keeping the goalkeeper the eyes if you're looking at who you're going to cross it to?
Because he's looking at my eyes. He's looking at my eyes, and he's thinking I'm going there.
Give the goalkeeper the eyes.
There you go. Easy.
Can I just say, at least make it credible, Shaq.
No, I'm telling you. It was a damn good goal.
So when you picked it up down that right-hand side, already knew.
Yeah, no.
You just get a feeling when you Shaka say.
Yeah.
Run, give it one of them.
You scuffed the shield, basically.
No, I didn't. No, definitely not.
The greatest goal of Jan Aage, Jan, whatever your name is.
Norwegian guy.
Thank you, Dan. Yeah, well, I just get a feeling when Shaka says he's running into the channel, you just got a feeling run into the English channel. Because
I just imagine him running like you did against the fish.
What? Exactly. What? There was a fish in the channel. But I think that as I am speaking today from West Norway, this is my home village. When I made my own little trick with this overturn. They call it in Germany, they call it the Übersteiger, and two of the most important goals I've scored in my life was for Norway when we qualified for the '94 World Cup when he saved Eintracht Frankfurt. I did this against the goalkeeper with an overturn, and then I put it in the corner. I didn't give him the eyes, I gave him my leg, Shaka.
Wow,
so I think.
Right.
I got the eyes.
What did you give a goalkeeper?
Well, most important with the national team, game winner against Ecuador at home when we were under a lot of pressure. Coach was about to be fired. He made 7 changes. I was one of those changes after having lost to Brazil 4-0 and to score the game winner. Then obviously put me in a different level altogether. Obviously very, very important for us and very exciting for me. As for club level, I picked the ball on the right-hand side.
I'll tell you what. Sounds familiar.
What were your eyes doing?
Sounds very familiar.
MLS Cup final against the New York Red Bull. Change of pace. which I was known for, mind you.
Oh, yeah.
Little dip of the shoulder. Then went to the outside, Shaq, and you know what I did?
Did you keep with the eyes?
I absolutely.
You gotta get the goal in the eyes.
Found that far post, off the post, and in 1-0.
Oh, I slipped mine near post.
Because of the eyes.
Yeah, he didn't.
I think that is a lovely place to finish today's show. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll be back tomorrow. Manchester City are in action. Real Madrid as well. Be sure to join us for the latest edition.